Bantamweight bout here. This one's going to be fun. Vinicius Oliveira coming in at minus 385 against Victor Madrigal coming in at plus 265. 12-3 for Madrigal, 18-3 for Vinicius. And he will put on a show. It was a real pleasure to watch his film, especially the one against Ali Taleb. That was one that he lost. A round 3 knockout loss to Ali Taleb back in July of 2022. All 3 of his losses are by knockout, so he's not afraid to get hit, and sometimes it doesn't work out for him. The one against Ali Taleb, he had Ali Taleb hurt, and then he got cracked by Ali Taleb, and then Ali Taleb finally finished him off in the 3rd round. In this one against Victor Madrigal, he doesn't have like some granite chin. He's been knocked out by Marcelo Rojo, but he's also got knockouts of his own. He's got some submissions of his own. So plus 265. I'm looking at this one like the way that Vinicius Oliveira fights. It is just throw. It is throw with hard intentions and try to put this guy out. Heavy chalk like that doesn't really sit well with me. So I don't love it. But I think Oliveira probably wins, but I do think the dog probably holds more value at this spot. I don't know. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's interesting. Man, Vinicius Oliveira, like he's what makes this fight so exciting because he talks all the trash. He's in the octagon. He's dancing, fights with his hands down, like begging you to throw something so he can counter you. He swings hard. I mean, he's got some dog in him too. Like against that fight against Talib, like it was back and forth. I know you watched it. I watched it twice because it was so fun to watch. Like maybe one of the best fights ever in that promotion and UAE Warriors because they were dropping each other. Both guys had some ground control time where you thought one was going to pull off the submission, and then he just got caught in the 3rd round. I think he was getting a little tired as well. But I think Victor Hugo Madrigal is getting a little bit undervalued here. I don't think people are giving him as fair of a shot as he should. Like this dude's shown on the feet, like he's not the greatest striker by any means. He uses his leg kicks pretty well, but he's tough and he's extremely slick with the submission game. Like he's almost like sneaky with it. He'll take your back from really, really weird positions. I don't know if you saw in his last fight against Jose Quinones, like that armbar he had it like extended behind the dude's back standing. Like he was hanging on him like a goddamn monkey. And had that arm, damn near broke, went to the ground. He got out of it. Almost had him in like an omoplata at one point and transitioned to take his back. And he was just very, very slick. So I do think Vinicius Oliveira has some decent enough, defensive jiu-jitsu. Like he doesn't really find himself in bad positions for long. If he does, he's good about working back up to the feet or even reversing and getting on top. So I think he's got that going for him. If this thing stays on the feet, I do think Oliveira is probably a little more dangerous, a little better volume. He's going to cut angles better and probably be the overall better striker. But I could see this fight being closer than people think. I think Madrigal is pretty tough. So if you can't put him out of there and he's in there for all 3 rounds, like he's always going to be live to find something. Or if you slip up and shoot a takedown, like he's going to take your back, something like that. I'm going to pick Vinicius Oliveira here. I think it's going to be an extremely good fight. I think it's going to be a fun fight. It's going to be back and forth. For the pick, it's Oliveira, but betting wise, like I don't know if I could lay that kind of money on him, especially seeing that he's been knocked out by these guys 3 times in his career, just because he kind of showboats a little bit and gets a little overconfident. If you get overconfident against a guy like Madrigal, you make that one mistake, he could put you in a really bad spot. So I think it's going to be fireworks though.
Yeah, it's like the ceiling for Vinicius Oliveira is much higher as far as what he could do in the UFC because he will go out there and showboat. He will, throw caution to the wind and look for that knockout and maybe get knocked out in the process. But he should win, but I don't like the price. And for Victor Madrigal, he's got a couple wins over like UFC guys, like Christian Quinones beat him by a rear naked choke. Jose Quinones beat him by rear naked choke. I'm looking at this one like path to victory for Victor Madrigal. Try to find a sub somewhere because you probably don't want to slug it out with Vinicius Oliveira. Could work out for you, but maybe not the best. I would try to use that BJJ and try to snatch up something in some type of exchange or something like that. So Oliveira is going to be the pick, but I think the value is on Madrigal at this point, or look for like an under or something. I don't see this fight going too long because I think Oliveira just goes out there looking for a finish, and if he gets it, it works. If he doesn't, probably get finished in the process. So,
wait, was it Madrigal? Did he have Christian Quinones in the armbar?
Yeah,
yeah,
Christian
Quinones.
Yeah.
Because Christian had the red hair. But I mean, yeah, like you said, that's a UFC caliber fighter. Even though Quinones lost his first fight against Kang, but even he lost to Alejandro Flores by a decision. Flores has got some wins in the PFL. Like, this dude is fighting UFC caliber guys. Marcelo Rojo got knocked out in the first round, but it just shows you kind of where he's at. He's fighting some good guys. I don't think like Vinicius Oliveira necessarily is going to be a guy he's never seen before, like a talent he's never seen in his life, because he is fighting some really, really tough fighters. So I think it makes it really interesting.
And if you do MMA math, Madrigal beat Christian Quinones, and Christian Quinones beat Vinicius Oliveira. So,
and he just wore Christian Quinones down too. Like, he did not. I mean, he just grinded him down to get that round 3 finish. So yeah, super impressive.
I'll probably have some play on Madrigal just because he's too big of an underdog in my opinion.